Hello, students. Welcome to the WIRE community. This is a segment where we will be discussing previous year's CAT LR questions. And this is one of the sets from CAT 2021, that is slot 3. Let's get on with this set. And for many more such similar sets, make sure that you subscribe to our community and wait for the next set to run. This is the set for us. 3 reviewers, Amal, Bimal, and Komal, are tasked with the selecting questions from a pool of 3 reviewers, Amal, Bimal, and Komal, are tasked with selecting questions from a pool of 13 questions. That is question 1 to question 13. Questions can be created by external subject matter experts or SMEs or by one of the 3 reviewers. Each of the reviewers either approves or disapproves a question that is shown to them. Their decisions lead to eventual acceptance or rejection of the question in the manner described below. If a question is created by an SME, it is reviewed first by Amal and then by Bimal. If both of them approve the question, then the question is accepted and is not reviewed by Komal. If both disapprove the question, it is rejected and it is not reviewed by Komal. If one of them approves the question and the other disapproves it, then the question is reviewed by Komal. Then the question is accepted only if she approves it. So we have a scenario given here where if the question is created by an SME, it is first reviewed by A and then by B. If both of them accept it, the question is accepted. If both of them reject the question is rejected and Komal is not in the picture yet. It is only if one of them accepts it and the other one rejects it is when Komal comes into the picture and her say is the final say. A question created by one of the reviewers is decided upon by the other 2 reviewers. If a question is created by A, then it is first reviewed by B. If B approves the question, then it is accepted. Otherwise, it is reviewed by Komal. The question is then accepted only if Komal approves it. A similar process is followed for the questions created by Bimal, whose questions are first reviewed by Komal and then by Amal, only if Komal disapproves it. Questions created by Komal are first reviewed by Amal and then by Bimal if required. So they have given us certain conditions that need to be followed for each and every question. Now we have consolidated this information. Into smaller paragraphs or statements, which I have written on the next slide. Here we have the consolidated form. If the question is created by an SME, in order to have a representation, we will be looking at all the question numbers. And we have Amal, Bimal, and Komal represented here, and then the creators as well. The dashes come in a little later. There is additional information even after all of this has to be read. So we'll go to the next slide and see what all information is given to us. If a question is created by an SME, it goes to Amal first and then to Bimal. If both approve, the question is accepted and it is not reviewed by Komal. If both disapprove, the question is rejected and it is not reviewed by Komal even then. If one approves and the other disapproves, then it is reviewed by Komal and accepted only if Komal approves of the question. If a question is created by Amal, it goes to Bimal first. If Bimal approves, the question is accepted. If Bimal disapproves, then it is reviewed by Komal and accepted only if Komal approves. Likewise, for Bimal, Komal comes first, and after Komal, Amal is in the picture. And for Komal, Amal is first, and then it is Bimal. The following facts are known about the review process after its completion. So we have question 2, question 6, question 9, 11, and 12 were rejected. So 2, 6, 9, 11, and 12 were rejected. And the other questions were accepted. So the ones in black are accepted, the ones in red are rejected. Amal reviewed only question 2, question 3, question 4, question 6, question 8, question 10, 11, and 13. So these are the ones reviewed by Amal. They have also given us questions reviewed by Bimal, which is question 2, 4, 6 through 9. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, and 13. And for Komal, we have 1 through 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. That's 7, 8, 9, 11, and 12. So all the open spaces are what we are expected to be filling up. All the others are not to be filled up. And then if at all we get to know who is the creator, then we will be listing their names down over here as well. If we go by the questions one by one, let's try and fill in information and check who has accepted questions, who has rejected questions, and who has been the creator of questions as well. Now, question number 1 has not been reviewed by A, has not been reviewed by B either. It has only been reviewed by K. And it is an approved question. It is an accepted question. That means it has gone to K first and K has already approved it. That means K has given it a good to go. Who could be the creator in this case? A cannot be the creator, B cannot be the creator because these peoples don't. Who could be the creator in this case? A cannot be the creator because from A it goes to B. Can B be the creator? Yes, because from B, the question goes to K first, and if Komal approves, then the question is accepted. So the creator here must be B. Do we have any other similar question where these both are not reviewing it? And K is the only open space, and the creator then will again be B. We have question number 5 as well. If we look closely, A and B have not approved the question. K has reviewed the question and K has given it a tick mark because question number 5 is also an accepted question. So B must have created that question as well. Is there any other question which is similar to this? Not really. Let's take a look at question number 2. Question number 2 is rejected. Let's remember that information. And it has been reviewed by all the 3 of them. Now, if it has been reviewed by all the 3 of them, it has not been created by any of them. That means the only person who can create question number 2 is an SME. And because all the 3 of them have reviewed it, between A and B, either both accepted, both rejected is not true because K has also come into the picture. When does K come into the picture? When one approves it and the other one disapproves it. So I don't know whether A and B have accepted which one, who has approved it, who has rejected it, because of which K had come into the picture. But clearly K has rejected the question because 2 is a rejected question. So K has definitely rejected it. Between A and B, one of them has accepted it, one of them has rejected it. Is there a similar question like this as well, where all the 3 are open? And then we can have a look at it. Question number 4 itself. So the same scenario can be applied to question number 4, where it has been accepted. That means K must have accepted it, but K has come into the picture only after one of A and B have rejected, the other one has accepted it. This is also created by an SME. Is there any other question which has all the 3 blanks open as well? Yes, question number 8 also. Question number 8 as well has been an accepted question. So it has been created by an SME and K has approved it, but I'm not sure of whether A and B have accepted it or rejected it. One of them has accepted, one of them has rejected. And I think that is about it when it comes to all the 3 blanks that are open. Let's take a look at question number 3 now, where we have A and K both have reviewed the question. B hasn't reviewed the question, so this must have been created by B itself. So when we take a look at B creating this question, any question that is created by B goes to Komal first. If Komal approves, the question is accepted and A does not get a chance. A will get a chance only if Komal disapproves it, which means For the third question, Komal must have disapproved this and A must have approved it because question number 3 is an approved question. That is that. Let's take a look at if at all there is a similar pattern in any of the other questions that follow. We have question number 11 as well, but it has been a rejected question. B has not reviewed it. A and K have reviewed it. That means it must have been created by B. Then it goes to Komal first. Komal has not approved it. It goes to Amal next. Amal has also not approved it because 11 is not approved. Right. So this is something that can be filled as well at this point in time. Let's take a look at question number 6. Now for 6, we know that Komal has not reviewed it at all. A and B both have reviewed it. So if we take a look at Komal's creation, if Amal approves, it is accepted. If Amal disapproves, it is reviewed by Bimal. So Amal must have disapproved it and therefore it has come to Bimal if Komal has created it. So if Komal has created it, Amal must have disapproved it. Therefore, it must have, no, sorry. If Komal has created it, Amal must have disapproved it and therefore it has come to Bimal and Bimal has also disapproved it. This is one scenario. However, A and B both can also be picked up for when an SME has created the question. When an SME has created the question, Komal does not get a chance unless and until one of them accepts and rejects. So it's either both rejects or they are both approvals as well, right? But we know that Komal or an SME could have created this question. Also, can I be definite that both of them are accepts or both of them are rejects? 6 is a rejected question. That means both of them have to be reject. So we can definitely write that information down that A has also rejected this and B has also rejected this. Be it Komal's creation or be it an SME's creation. If it is an SME's creation, both disapprove it and the question is rejected right away, which is the case. But if Komal had created it and it has still gotten rejected, Amal has definitely disapproved it, then it has gone to Bimal and Bimal has also disapproved it. So these both will be crosses for sure. Let's look at the next question in the list, which is question number 7. For 7, we know that A has not taken a part of it. So we know that only B and K have been active parts of this question. So it must have been created by A and it has been accepted, which means it goes to B first and then it goes to K. That means B must have clearly rejected it and therefore it has gone to Komal and Komal has approved it. So this is a reject and this is an approval. That is question number 7 for us. Let's take a look at the 9th one now. Once again, this is a blank. That means this must have been created by A itself. And now we need to look at whether these both are rejects or accepts or how. 9 has been a rejected question, but Bimal has not rejected it. So Bimal has disapproved and the question has gone to Komal. And then Komal has also disapproved the question. Let us take a look at the next one, which is question number 10. This question now has not been reviewed. This question now has not been reviewed by B and by K both. It has only been reviewed by A and it has been accepted as well. That means A has the only say in this question, which means it must have been created by Komal and it has gone to Amal and Amal has approved the question. So it must have been created by Komal. Question number 12 now. We are looking at A has not been a part of the approval process. So B and K, that means it must have been created by A. And if K has come into the picture, B has surely disapproved it. Therefore, K has come into the picture and K has also disapproved it, which is why it has gotten rejected. Last but not the least, we have question number 13 is a blank for K. That means either K has tried this question or an SME has created the question, either K or an SME. And it has been an accept. So if K has created it between A and B, A must not have accepted it, therefore it went to B, and B has accepted it. That is why it is an accepted question. If it is an SME, then both must have accepted it, therefore it is an accepted question. So I don't know about A, but I know that B has accepted it in both the cases. Even if it is K, B has the second say and B has accepted it. If it is an SME, both must have accepted it. So B has definitely accepted whether it is created by K or whether it's created by the SME. So this is how we filled up all the information. Let's take a look at the questions that followed this particular set. Question number 1 here is how many questions were definitely created by Amal? Definitely created by Amal, that means 100% created by Amal. Let's take a look at what question numbers were definitely created by Amal. We have question number 7, question number 9, and question number 12. That means the answer to the first question is going to be 3. The first 3 questions here were type in the answer questions. So you have a text box and you're supposed to fill in the number as your answer inside the text box. There is no set of options. And also for type in the answer questions, there is no negative marking. So you're definitely going to attempt these questions even if you don't have the time or even if you have not done the set at all. I want you to go ahead and definitely write in some numbers and some answers in theta questions, because if you get them right, then you get the marks. But if you don't get them right, you have nothing to lose either. The second question is how many questions were definitely created by Komal? Looking at the creations of Komal, Komal could have created the 6th question, but it could also have been created by an SME. So this is not a definite creation of Komal. That's why we will not be considering question number 6. The next question is 10. 10 is definitely created by Komal. And the same issue is for question number 13 as well. It could either be created by Komal or an SME. So only the 10th question has been created by Komal, definitely. That's why my answer here will be 1. The third question is how many questions were definitely created by the SMEs? If I go back, definite SME questions are question number 3, question number 4, sorry, question number 2, question number 4. The question numbers that are definitely created by the SMEs are question number 2, question number 4. Once again, with 6, we have a conflict. It could either be created by K or an SME, so not definitely created by an SME. Next is question number 8. These are the 3 questions that are definitely created by SME, so my answer to the third question will also be 3. Let's take a look at question number 4. How many questions were definitely disapproved by Bimal? This is the question. So we have Bimal and disapprovals by Bimal, definite disapprovals. This could have been a yes or a no, right? When it is created by an SME and Komal has been in the picture, it means that one of them has accepted it, one of them has rejected it. So I cannot take this as a definite reject. Same thing is for question number 2 as well. And the same thing is for question number 8 as well. So barring these question numbers, question number 6, 7, 9, and 12 have definitely been disapproved by Bimal. That means there are 4 questions, so the answer will be C. Question 5 now. The approval ratio of a reviewer is the ratio of the number of questions he/she approved to the number of questions he/she reviewed. Which option best describes Amal's approval ratio? It lies between 0.25 and 0.75. Either 0.25 or 0.75 lies between 0.25 and 0.5 or exactly 0.25. let's take a look at what the approval ratio says. So approval ratio is the ratio of the number of questions he or she approved. So the number of questions approved to the number of questions reviewed. They are asking us about A's approval ratio. So let's see how many questions A has reviewed first. A has reviewed question 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 13. How many are these? And 11 as well. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 questions. So the reviewed questions are 8, out of which how many have approved? So for an approval, 3 is a definite approval and 10 is also a definite approval. So one possibility could be only 2 out of 8. Or I could have a maximum approval rate of if all of them were approved, all the blanks were also approved. So if I take that consideration, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of the 8 could have been approved by A. Therefore, they've given you a range in the options as well, right? It could be anything from 2 to 8 to 6 on 8. If Amal had approved all the questions barring 6 and 11, then it would have been 6 out of 8. If Amal has rejected all the others and only then 3 and 10 are in picture, then it would be 2 out of 8. So 2 out of 8 is 1/4, which is 0.25. And 6 out of 8 is 3/4, which is 0.75. So your answer could be anywhere between 0.25 to 0.75. Because Amal could have approved 3 out of 8 questions, or 4 out of 8 questions, or 5 out of 8 questions, or 6, or yeah, that's about it. So lies between 0.25 and 0.75 would be the correct answer for this question. And the last question for the set. How many questions created by A or B were disapproved by at least one of the other reviewers? First of all, there is a cap on who has created the questions. That's either A or B. So let's look at which questions are we talking about. This question, this question, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So looking at these, I want to look at which questions have at least one disapproval. The first question doesn't have any disapproval. Question number 3 has a disapproval from K. So question number 3 is one of these questions. Let's look at question 5, has no disapproval. Question number 7 has one disapproval, so 7. Next up is question number 9, has at least one disapproval. Yes, so 9. Next up, we have 11, has one disapproval at least. And the next question is 12, also has at least one disapproval. So there are 5 such questions which are created by either Amal or Vimal and have had a disapproval by at least one of the other reviewers. So your answer here will be option A, which is 5. So there we have it. This has been a little bit of a medium to difficult set of that slot in CAT. And it did take some time to understand how to solve this kind of a situation. But given the fact that, yes, this has come in 2021 in CAT, there is a possibility that similar questions might come up in the future as well. So it doesn't hurt to actually go ahead and practice questions which are different from each other and which have been a part of the previous CAT questions as well. All right, so that marks the end of the set. If you want to have many more sets that are coming across in the near future, you might want to give the link in the description a look, and you might want to subscribe to us as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.